Welcome back. We are now in video lecture 2. Now in this video lecture, we will be discussing several important concepts, one of it being climate change. Now before we start the lesson proper, let us quickly recap the lesson outcomes. Firstly, the first lesson outcome is to develop understanding of the definition and concepts related to sustainability and its key dimensions. The second lesson outcome is to discuss the principles of sustainable development and current issues surrounding it. Let's begin. Now, climate change is a term that has been widely used. I'm sure each and every one of you would have heard about climate change and its impact on the community and even the nation. So what is climate change? Basically, climate change has been defined as a global sustainability threat, whereby climate change is seen as an acute threat to sustainable development and efforts to end poverty. Now, it's with no doubt that urgent action is needed by all levels of society to ensure climate change is mitigated. Now, figures from the World Bank suggest climate change is the biggest threat to poverty even. Now, is climate change apparent in Malaysia? Certainly. Now, a 2017 Merdeka Center survey has revealed that the majority of Malaysians are concerned about climate change and dissatisfied with efforts in managing it. Further, 81% of Malaysians worry about climate change. Now, to learn more about climate change and its impact in Malaysia, please go to reading link 1. Now, we continue with several key concepts related to climate change. Now, the first is the water crisis. Now, I'm sure you would have heard water is a very important element for human beings and also animals and plants. But the world, due to climate change, is facing a major water crisis. Now, according to the United Nations, clean and accessible water is essential to the sustainability of mankind. The lack of clean water and uncontaminated water, uncontaminated here means safe drinking water, affects lives and sometimes even causes death. Now, people in the society, particularly the young and children, are most susceptible to these effects. Now, the World Health Organization global statistics indicate that as many as 785 million people lack basic drinking water services, while close to 2 million people drink water from sources contaminated with feces. Now, these statistics are indeed very, very alarming. To learn more about the global drinking water crisis, please refer to reading link 2. We continue with the next issue, which is the issue of plastics. Now, plastics, in addition to water, is becoming a very serious matter. You would have heard of many countries in the world doing their best to curb plastic usage. Even in Malaysia, we have laws now, policies, to curb the use of single-use plastics. However, the uptake has not been as promising, and we as a nation must do more to our lifestyles to change to become more sustainable. Now, have you heard of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch? Now, if you have not, I suggest you go have a look at it. Now, what is this Great Pacific Garbage Patch? Now, it's actually garbage that has accumulated in the ocean, all right, and it weighs almost 38,000 elephants and could circle the earth around 425 times when laid back to back. Now this is serious. Now there are some statistics also provided on how much plastics there are in the oceans, right? The first is in the North Pacific Ocean. Now in this ocean, it has been found that there are close to 2 trillion pieces of plastics. In the Indian Ocean, 1.3 trillion have been found. In North Atlantic, close to 930 billion. South Pacific, close to 491 billion. South Atlantic, 297 billion. And in the Mediterranean Sea, it has been found that there are close to 247 billion plastics or garbage floating in the ocean. Now, who's the cause for this? It's you and me, humans. We now live in an era called the era of the Anthropocene. Now, in this era, humans are deemed to be the biggest threat to the planet, right? Now, there is a video which I would like you to watch to understand what the era of the Anthropocene is. And to watch this video, please click on video link 2.